Hey everyone, Skull902 here, and today I wanted to talk about a subject I've been doing some thinking on as of late. What exactly is machinima? If your first thought was, isn't it that YouTube network with the really crappy policies and the bad logo? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm referring to the method of filmmaking from which that company takes its name. Well, isn't it just movies made with video games, you might be asking? I personally think that's a bit too simple of an explanation. Machinima, according to the Academy of Machinima Arts and Sciences, or AMAS for short, is defined as animated filmmaking within a real-time virtual 3D environment. So if there's a definition, then why am I even making a video about it? Because I disagree with this definition. Having made a machinima short myself using a two-dimensional game, itself having been partially inspired by another, I think that definition adds too much exclusivity. So how would I define machinima? Let's get into it. Again, I will state that I personally don't believe the environment needs to be three-dimensional. For example, if I went into Super Mario World and filmed this,
What up, homies? It's your boy, Mario!
that counts as machinima. All that needs to be done is a simple edit to get rid of the heads-up display or HUD, sync up the sound, and insert the music track. At the same time, I see films described as machinima which I don't really think fit in. So what doesn't count as machinima? Most movies made in Gary's Mod or Source Filmmaker. Why most and not all? I'll get into that a little later. But in the vast majority of cases, movies made in Gmod or Source Filmmaker don't qualify as machinima in my opinion, because while assets like models, maps, and sounds can be taken from various games, they are animated by hand. To me, that puts them into the same category as something made in Blender or RenderMan, which is to say that they're simply CGI animations. The thing about AMAS's definition of machinima that I agree with is that the animation is done in real time, as if you were shooting a live-action film. Big props to those that do spend a lot of hours carefully animating in Gmod or Source, but to me, that's not machinima. So with that in mind, it seems like my definition would be a real-time animation made in a virtual engine that was not designed with filmmaking in mind. However, that's not actually the case. Some game companies have implemented tools in their games to help machinimators make their projects. For instance, when Bungie took notice of Halo machinimas such as Red vs. Blue gaining popularity, they introduced the alert carry in Halo 2. In Halo 1 it was a glitch. But even more crucially, the free-roaming camera in Halo 3's theater mode. The camera was a huge help to those making machinima. Long gone were the days of having to totem pole or stand on the barrel of a tank to get a certain camera angle. In addition to still shots, this let you do crane shots, track shots, overheads, you name it. A similar thing can be done in Minecraft's creative mode. Remember when I said most Gmod or Source films don't count as machinima? This is what I mean. Some Gmod films will involve the use of real-time human puppetry or letting the physics engine do its thing. As for Source Filmmaker, any Source-compatible game will let you import gameplay clips to the program and let you render them out, so you could make a movie entirely by playing, say, Team Fortress 2, spruce up the footage a bit by using more advanced lighting or filters and rendering it. Since the source, no pun intended, of the footage is the gameplay itself, that is enough in my opinion to make it machinima. In addition to that, a game might not be able to do everything you want. The definition at the beginning of this segment actually doesn't account for things like special effects that would otherwise be impossible in-game or video editing at all. Even something as simple as cropping out the HUD of a game would disqualify it as machinima under this description. And now the important question. What is my personal definition of machinima as a style of filmmaking? I think it can be defined as a real-time animation made in a virtual engine that's primary purpose is not filmmaking, and which can be edited to fit the needs of the creator. This, I believe, makes it so that things like the use of 2D games as a source can be included, while also making sure not to exclude things such as a game with something like Halo's theater mode or post-production effects. When I originally watched the Sonic Tales back in 2007, I didn't think it was a separate filmmaking technique from Red vs. Blue. I saw both as an episodic show being made from recording footage of a video game, and I didn't think any differently when making my short film. That's simply what the majority of machinima is. But if you feel so inclined, let me know what you think. Does my definition make any sense, or am I just some stupid guy who doesn't understand? That's it for this installment of the My Thoughts series. I've been Skull902, thank you for watching, and have yourselves a wonderful day.